What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. Today's going to be a 3v3 small funds. Played a series of games with the same guys, and we had a lot of fun. This was game one. I'm going to be playing as the Empire. My allies are going to be the Wood Elves and Bretonia. Totally normal faction team up. And then we're going to be playing against the Wood Elves again with the Crooked Moon. Going to be seeing some greenskins and the Beastmen. So the map is going to be Torgard. It's a pretty sweet high elf themed map. It's got lots of kind of unique little like doodads and stuff in the center here, and some high ground, low ground, forests. It's got everything. Places you can sneakily vanguard if you're the Beastmen, and you don't care about the life of Khazrak One Eye. We'll get to that in a second. So my allies and I, we deployed together using the peasant mobs as shields. I've got some spearmen and swordsmen holding my flanks and center with an Empire captain here, strutting like a badass. Look at that guy. And then some Free Company militia in here in the back, just to give me a little bit of a ranged presence if I needed it. And Balthazar Gelt with his Staff of Alans, as well as, what else do I have? I have Searing Doom and Transmutation of Lead as a big kind of AoE debuff. I've also got two groups of Pistoliers out on the flanks. They were, their Vanguard deployed in anticipation of our opponents being here, but it makes more sense that our opponents would not deploy across from us. There's a good chance we would have some artillery as the Empire faction. So instead, what we see here are some very sneaky Vanguard deploys. Man, those completely missed from the Glade Lord, shooting those from downtown. So we started to advance forward, and then I noticed that Khazrak was here behind us, and I made a whole bunch of circles in game. We could not yet see the hounds or the forest goblins or the sons of Goros, these really awesome looking great weapon Centaurs. We couldn't see them, but we could see Khazrak. So my Bretonian ally with his questing knights who were hidden off in the forest, his anti-large dealing paladin, and King Lewin himself are going to go here to try and cut off the escape route. I'm going to be sending in my troops, changing up my formation, and so is the Wood Elf player. He's got some Glade Guards. Some of them have poison. Some of them have their the fire damage, the Starfire shafts, giving them that armor piercing. And a Tree Man. I asked him to bring something that caused terror, because it's always nice to have in these types of modes. And Tree Men are absolutely beastly. They have great defensive stats, and even have some physical resistance on top of that. So we're kind of cornering him, right? We've got the Spearmen moving into position. I've got my Swordsmen are going to be taking up a defensive spot, and the Free Company militia are going to be trying to stop them. And with just a little bit of range support, I love how they kind of shot right as they came in. Yeah, they should be able to beat them down. We'll take a few losses here, but these are great catches for us to get at the beginning of the game. And I'm going to be sending out my Pistoliers to try and counter skirmish, but as soon as I move forward, the Way Watchers and the Deepwood Scouts are unleashed, and my Pistoliers are going to take a few heavy volleys before I realize what's going on. And by then, I mean, that's all it took. I lost 8 models, but they took a ton of damage. They're going to get off one volley, and I'm like, oh god, I got to pull them out. But they're going to break any second now. And some of these extremely fast-moving forces, 95 speed, I think they're being slowed here by the poison. Yeah, they certainly are. The Sons of Goros are an incredibly fast, great weapon unit. But we've managed to corral Khazrak to the point where he's just taking all of this poison damage. And on a chariot, he's not going to be able to escape effectively. And yeah, we're going to get his health low. The Paladin and King Lewin are in hot pursuit. And we forced this very sneaky group of goblins, mostly night goblins. You've got the archers here with their poison weapons as well, mixed in with the Deepwood Scouts and the Way Watchers and their heavy armor piercing. That's a pretty nice 1-2 punch. We've got the Butchers of Kalkengard, these angry cows here. I love these dudes. They've got skeletons and horns and stuff on their shields. They have regeneration, and I think they cause terror as well. Yes, they do. So they're a great value unit in a 3v3, especially in a small funds battle where sometimes you just don't have the punch you need to take out units like that. You've got some Glade Guard, some Eternal Guard rather, with shields making up his infantry corps, and the Ancient Tree Man here as a Lore of Life caster is a great choice. And you combine that with the Orc Shaman, and I think he's going to try and get a foot of Gork at some point here. And I'm going to do my best to dodge it whenever that happens. And he's got the Night Goblin Warboss. Here it goes. And I see it kind of at the last second. If that would have landed directly on top of my guys, that would have been absolutely devastating. But I managed to mostly dodge that at the last moment. I see these sneaky night goblins kind of just now. They're starting to appear. My pistoliers, I've used them to wrap up and hold down Kazrak so that King Lewin and the Paladin could get here and take him down off of his chariot. The Butchers of Kalkengard are going to get into the back line. No amount of peasants can stop them from rolling dirty all over these Glade Guard. But nice, very nice Prey of Anathrama here. Going to lower their missile resistance and make it so that they can't move. And it's going to buy time for me to get my Spearmen with their anti-large bonus in there to help tie them down. My swordsmen are going to be mixed in and amongst these peasants, and we're going to be trying to fight off these warhounds, these Eternal Guard, and I'm going to be casting my spells. I haven't done too much yet with Balthazar Gelt, but nice transmutation of lead there is going to lower their combat stats. Going to let our tree men perhaps win this battle here. The peasant mobs are of course going to rout. I get a decent Searing Doom here on the Deepwood Scouts, kill a few models. My Free Company Militia are being kind of forced to be used as more melee-centric units this game. You know, they do decent in melee. Their stats are not bad. I wanted to use them as ranged units, but I felt like they could tie down this Goblin War Boss effectively. They could tie down these Night Goblins with just a bit of support. And I've got Spearmen here fighting off these Night Goblins in the forest. So most of my infantry is engaged. Looked like a brain buster there. Going to be going off to disrupt this, but I mean, we've got two lords here, and the Glade Guards themselves are not absolute pushovers in melee, so we should be able to drive off these warhounds. My Pistoliers are still online. The questing knights have been running around cleaning up Butchers of Kalkengard, and now they're ready to actually get into the fight. And let's see if they can get a sick downhill charge here. The Wah has been popped for their team, and their charge, I kind of mucked them up a little bit with my retreat. But not terrible choice to surround and go after these, you know, these hero and lord units. Another Searing Doom from Balthazar. My swordsmen were broken from the front line. I've got these spearmen that I was using to help fight the Butchers of Kalkengard. They're now going to be engaged in the front. Just want to support this tree man as best we can. But Shield of Thorns, here we go. I mean, they're putting a lot of buffs, a lot of eggs in this one basket. And I've still got my Pistoliers shooting. They're getting great value shooting at these Way Watchers, and we do not want them to return. Even this many Way Watchers with as much ammunition as they have could do a ton of damage to any single target in the game. And I see that they are kind of coming back, and I think at a certain point here, I'm going to run my guys into melee, my Pistoliers, and we're going to try and tie them down. These kind of noblemen of the Empire pull out their cavalry swords and go to work. King Lewin, though, there's really no answer to him on the battlefield. He has regen. He's incredibly powerful with his physical resistance, 110 armor. Balthazar Gelt remains unchallenged in the center of the field, and my one Empire captain is fighting off all of these pointy ears and doing a great job. Very cheap investment. I think he was only like 450 gold, something like that. So an excellent choice, and he anchors your front line very well if you find yourself in some sort of infantry blob. And even now, my Pistoliers are shooting this Orc Shaman in the back, while these Glade Guard with Hagbane tips are trying to support my Lord and Hero choice. So great teamwork from everybody this game. We worked very well together. We were communicating a lot in chat, and that's what I like to see. So I saw an opportunity here perhaps to try and surround the Night Goblin War Boss, and he's going to take a full Hagbane tip volley to the face. My Free Company Militia gets a few shots off. Spite of the Mad Move going off, giving him missile parry, very effective considering just how much missile damage he was taking. But the Questing Knights have huge armor piercing. They're going to get in there with their lance formation, their extra charge bonus, and they're going to start tearing into him. I think at about this point I realized that my spearmen were blobbed up around this ancient tree man. And I think I'm going to try and do the old tried and true tactic. You see here I'm clicking. I'm pulling them past. And then I'm going to try and get a better surround. So more unit models are going to be attacking. He's now taking that fire damage from the Starfire shafts. It's going to be super effective. And I think just a combination of how hard we were hitting their remaining units. You know, the War Boss was getting surrounded and taken out. Their Ancient Tree Man was getting taken out. And yeah, we had almost all of their units off the battlefield. So all at once we saw a huge tip in the balance of power. And we were able to win that battle. So great teamwork from my allies. And really good, honestly, a really good strategy from our opponents. It was only because of my last second noticing of Kazrak. I think he moved him just prematurely, and I was able to see him. We were completely moving in the opposite direction. If he had been a little bit more patient and held on to Kazrak, I could definitely see a scenario where our forces had gotten divided and split up, and we weren't able to chase him down and catch him the way we were, and we would have been facing some really annoying harass in the back line. Perhaps, shutting down our units, like, our Glade Guards, and the battle could have looked completely different. So just good teamwork from us, good situational awareness, noticing the Vanguard deployment, and had things gone just a bit differently, they definitely could have gotten a lot more value from these units. But I loved all the choices. And like I said, guys, we ended up playing several games. The games were all good, and some of them were very exciting. Great strategies from everyone. And not all the time are you going to play these games, especially in small funds, and people are going to try hard, right? Sometimes you try hard. I would say my build here is a pretty try hard, small funds 3v3 build. Maybe this one is as well. You can kind of look at them. This is a pretty good try-hard build. If you're just trying to win, right, Goblins is a great strategy in small funds, something that I make use of a lot. You can go super wide with Regiments of Renown. Beastmen, this is definitely not a try-hard build. This is just a fun build, wanting to use the Butchers, Kazrak on a Chariot, rack up, hundreds of kills running through stuff like Peasants. But we're going to get a little more fun with it in the next few videos, where we all try different things. And yeah, we'll see how that works out for us. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Big thanks to everyone who played this game. Thanks to the guys who did end up subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, if you'd like to support the channel, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you, would like to send me replays, all you got to do is add me on Steam. I'm Goodtalk Gaming. Just let me know, hey man, I'd love to send you a replay. And yeah, you can either do that through my Discord, which is going to be in the link down below in the description, or I'll shoot you my email and you can do it that way. So once again, guys, Brett, Goodtalk Gaming, thanks so much for watching, and as always, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Take care.